Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Big Airs 01 coming out with a video on a review of my 2016 WR250R. I've had this bike now for 1 year. I've probably put about 5,000 kilometers on it. Most of the mileage that has been put on it has been from just highway riding or commuting, basically to and from work. And I've taken it off-road a few times since I've owned it when I went camping and such. So a little bit to talk about, obviously off-road with all the mods and stuff like that that I've done. It handles almost like a two-stroke, the way it's got that snap from a 250. I want to talk a little bit about the pros about this bike. Well, the pros that I found with this was that obviously this bike was it's a newer technology than the DRZ. The DRZ was the other bike I was looking at to buy. This bike comes with a 6-speed, so which is a little nicer on the highways. You can cruise it in top gear quite easily, doing 100 no problem on this bike. It comes with inverted forks. The motorcycle is fuel injected, which is also another bonus. There's no more messing around with a carburetor or cleaning a carburetor. I've cleaned many carburetors over the years. Talk a little bit about the cons about this bike. One thing I don't like, well, before I had a Gixxer 750, a Suzuki, obviously, which was a street bike, so obviously I was used to a little bit of power. I also had an XR400 that I used for off-roading, so if I was to make a con about this bike, would be the stock bike. This WR comes, with my experience and stuff like that, a little bit underpowered, but I mean it's good for novice rider or intermediate rider really. As soon as I did the upgrades to the exhaust and fuel controller, I mean it totally opened up the bike, but still could use a little bit more power. I haven't had any issues with it yet because I don't do any jumps or anything like that on it. Is the rebound on the rear shock. So when you go off a bump or a jump or something like that, the rear shock will, when you land, will buck you, and it basically causes you to potentially lose control. That was one of the issues that some people have had with this motorcycle. And the last thing I don't really like about this motorcycle is it's only got a 2-gallon tank. So eventually one of my upgrades will be up to the IMS 3-gallon tank. As for riding off-road, I found this bike to be very nimble, very light. Obviously this bike is 290 pounds stock. I've removed quite a bit of the weight, obviously, with the exhaust and a few other things that I've removed, which I'll get into when I talk about my mods that I've done to this bike. Off-roading, I had a lot of fun riding it. It was nice being able to if I had to, just jump on the pavement with a dual sport like this and ride home if I had to. So the mods I'm going to talk about here shortly I'm going to break them down into a couple different categories. I'm going to talk about my lighting, the cosmetic upgrades, the power upgrades, and also my future mods that I want to do to this bike. So make sure you watch the whole video, and at the end of the video I'll show you or talk about the future mods that I want to do to this thing. So, and for all my mods that I'm going to talk about here, just make sure you check out my channel. All the mods that I've done on this bike are on my channel, so if you have any questions about it, you can either check out each one of my mods or just leave a comment below. I'll try to leave a link in the description to all the mods that I've done below in the comment section. So the first off, what we'll talk about is my lighting. So it's just a stock light assembly, but in there's an LED light. It's an H4 and it's by Turbo S2. Great light, much better than stock. If I was to make any upgrades, that was my first upgrade that I did to this bike, and I'm so glad I did it. It at night is 10 times better in my opinion than the stock light. I also put these marker lights here, which also I bought off of, I think it was Amazon. These are just LED lights. Here, I'll show you. If you can see, well, it's kind of hard, but that's what they look like. And those are also hooked up to the 12 o'clock labs running light adapter, so that they have the running lights, and then they blink, which I also have. I put the 12 o'clock labs fixed rate flasher when I did that as well, just because you didn't want them flashing fast, right? So one of the other things I did was I switched out to the DRC Edge Tail Light 2 or Edge 2 or whatever it is. I didn't put marker lights on the back, just because I did the upgrade from 12 o'clock labs for the processor board. And this will it comes with the upgraded lights, so they're brighter. They have different sequences. You can change the lights from just a regular blinking to like a scrolling blinker, which the blinkers are built right into the tail light. 12 o'clock labs does quite a few different little they do quite a few different little electronic adapters that you can put into this bike. Very helpful website. You can get them for DRZs, you can get them for Hondas. They make quite a few little products for each of the dual sports that I found out there. Okay, so let's talk about my cosmetic upgrades. Starting from the very top, my cosmetic upgrades, I've switched out my stock mirrors that were here, and I've put these PowerMad mirrors on. They're just bolted in right through the bark busters. Great little mirrors. They turn, so you can adjust where you want it. You know, they're not super big or anything like that, but they do let me know when there's people beside me. It has the Extreme or Emperor Racing bark busters. Next we have the Flatlands radiator guard here. Really great to have there. I also have the Emperor Racing skid plate that I bought, or that was on the bike when I bought it. I did some spoke skin covers there, as you can see. They're really easy to put on. On one of my oil changes, I changed out a lot of these little accent pieces. This is the Zeta oil cap or oil cover, and then that's as part of the Zeta billet kit. The Zeta billet kit, it comes with you know, that bolt, the filler bolt, the top of the brake master cylinder. It comes with the spacers for your rear axle. It also comes with I don't know if you can see it here. It comes with little nipples there. It has the Zeta front disc brake cover. It comes with these two covers here as well, and then I also purchased the Zeta front sprocket cover. Great little, it kind of makes it a little nicer looking, obviously. I also did, as you can see, I did a wrap on this bike. Probably my favorite part about this whole bike is the fact that I wrapped this whole bike with a carbon fiber and made it more custom looking. Took some gold pinstriping here, as you can see. Looks great in the sun, like just looks awesome. I did the whole bike. I even did parts here, along here. This is all custom. These decals are custom, or they're not custom, I ordered them. I did the side plates. This is a aftermarket decal. There's a decal down there on the swing arm on both sides. And then this is my rear fender here, which I did both. Again, I wanted that custom look. You see, it's not perfect, but it looks pretty awesome. Very custom, which is very unique to this bike. Okay, so let's talk about the power mods that I've done. In there is the no toil air filter. Great addition. It was, I think, my first upgrade that I did on my bike for power wise. And then if you look right here, got the Wisco programmable fuel controller here. Great little spot for it. Never gets wet because it's hidden quite well there, especially when it's parked. You can't really mess with it. It's hard to show you there. It's a great little spot for that. I did the FMF Power Core 4 slip-on along with the Mega Bomb header. Now I'll tell you, great sound, great sounding bike. But the biggest upgrade that I found, which I get a lot of questions on, was the exhaust worth? Yes, the exhaust was worth it, but I think the biggest upgrade on this bike that I've enjoyed so far would be the fuel controller along with the air filter. You did that upgrade, it opened this bike up quite a bit, and then with that, I did a mod in my air filter box, which I could, it's just a little flapper mod that comes out. I took off the AIS system, which you can see here. It's got a plate over top of it. And then there's a hose that runs back into the airbox. The kit comes with this little plate. And it also comes with this nipple that the other end of the hose clicks into for the AIS system. I put some seal savers on there. I forgot to mention that. So yeah, I would say if you're going to do any kind of upgrades to your bike, I think the fuel controller should be your first thing to do. Then you can program it when you put your exhaust on, or if you do any upgrades to the motor itself. This bike comes stock with the 43 tooth rear sprocket and a 13 on the front. I kept the front a 13 tooth, but I changed out the rear to a 47 to give me that better low end torque. It can do power wheelies almost in second gear off road. You know, it's a little bit better than stock. I think in stock it was really hard to get any kind of lift to go over any logs or anything like that off road. So, but I put a JT sprocket on the back and a DID 520 DZ2 chain. I didn't want to go with an O-ring chain or anything like that because I read that just a regular chain is lighter. Yeah, it may not last as long, but if you look after it, you know, it should do its job, right? So as you can see, it's a gold colored, so I wanted it to kind of accent some of the gold things on the bike itself. The last thing I want to talk about is my future mods. The one that I'm really excited for would be the Supermoto tires. I'm up in the air what kind of colors I want to go with. I haven't decided if I want to go with gold rims or blue rims with potentially, like if I do gold rims, I would do the hubs blue with the spokes blue. I haven't decided. I think I might go with the blue just to accent the blue that's already on the bike, but I haven't figured that out yet. And I don't know what brand I want to go with. I think I'm going to go with Warp 9s, but we'll see. I wouldn't mind doing the Seat Concepts seat. The Seat Concept seat has a carbon fiber look on the sides. It's a little wider here, so and it gives you a little bit more comfort for those longer rides. It's one mod that will be happening quite soon, hopefully. I want to do braided brake lines. I'm going to go with a blue braided brake lines, and obviously with that you're going to have quicker. There's no flex in the when you pull on the brake lever. There's no flex in the rubber to potentially give you a little bit of fade. So I want to do blue brake lines. That'd be pretty awesome if I can do that. I want to do some DRZ radiator hose, again blue, and again all of this stuff is just for, you know, to make it more custom looking. I mean, the DRZ hoses, they say it flows better and will keep your motor cooler, but who knows? I mean, there's only 3 hoses that I can see on this bike. I wouldn't mind doing some blue just shorty levers one day. I'm gonna do the pegs, and I'll probably do the brakes as well with more Zeta product, just for accents on the bike itself. And then again on this side with the shifter, I have a better just cosmetic stuff, right? I would definitely in the future, I am going to be doing the Athena kit that comes comes to upgrade the into a big bore. Basically, I think it's a 290 or 310. I can't remember. I thought I saw something about a 310, but it could be wrong. The suspension I may upgrade. We'll see. There's lots of different brands out there that can make your suspension better. I mean, I'm only 190 pounds, so it doesn't really bother me too much. And I'm definitely going to be upgrading this gas tank to a 3-gallon tank, which will just, it looks exactly the same as the stock one, but it's just a little taller at the neck here. And then last thing would be, I mean, these are the stock tires. They've lasted 5,000 kilometers on a lot of street riding, and they're in pretty good shape still. But when I do change those, I'm going to be going to the the D606, both front and rear, and I'm going to put some rim locks as well with the heavy duty tubes. So, but yeah, I think that's about all the mods that I've done to my bike. If you want to check out my channel, you can check out all the mods that I have done. I've videoed every single one of them, except for putting on the seal savers, which was, well, this is pretty basic. But if you like this video or you have any questions, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for any future videos. And if you have any questions or comments about my bike, please leave them in the comment section below. And again, thanks for watching.